Hi, it's Alaska Granny. If you're heading into the out of doors, you might consider taking a water filter such as the Survivor Filter Pro along with you. You know that you're going to need a supply of fresh drinking water wherever you wander in your life, so having something like a Survivor Filter Pro allows you to pump all of the water that you could need for your personal hydration uses. The Survivor Pro will filter up to 264 gallons on one set of its 3 filters. There's a cotton pre-filter on the end of the tube. This goes directly into the water. Then inside, there's a carbon filter which screws onto the ultra filter. The capacity of this allows you to pump something if you were hiking or camping with a group or your family in an emergency situation. You can get an adequate amount of fresh drinking water from any fresh water source that you come upon. Let me show you some of the features of the Survivor Filter Pro. Remove the tubes that come with your Survivor Pro, but make sure you hang on to the bag. You're going to want to store the intake hose in this because it's contaminated. You don't want to store that away with your pump without protecting it from contaminating your clean drinking supplies. The hoses are flexible and nice. They're like a surgical grade, and it's clear which one is for the water intake and the water outtake. The short one is for the fresh drinking water, and the long one has the filter that you submerge into your water source. The intake is on the Survivor Filter Pro. Just simply push on the tube, connects easily and securely. Then the filter end has 2 little floats on it to help hold it off of the bottom of whatever water source you're trying to get your water. Now remove the cap. You can use the cap as a cup to collect your fresh drinking water. It's clearly marked out, and that's where you put your clean water tube. Push it right onto the end, and you're ready to start filtering your water. The first time you use it, you need to prime your pump. You need to pump it several times, let some of the water flow through. You might see some foaming, and that doesn't mean anything is bad, but you need to just dump that out, and because your water is going to be better after you get it primed and ready to use. You can see that the Survivor Filter Pro does a good job. The water looks fresh and clean, and it's great to drink. It filters the water down to 0.01 microns, which lets you know that it's removed the protozoas, bacteria, and some of the viruses that can be found in wild water. Survivor Filter Pro includes 2 collapsible canteens. These are great because you can open them up, place the tube way down into it, and pump and fill your canteen. The nice thing about 2 included collapsible canteens is if you wanted to use one for wild water and one for purified water, you can do that. You have that option. Just make sure you label them so you don't mix up your fresh drinking water. If there's a lot of moss, the water is turbid, or you're out of a boat, scoop some up into a bucket or another container, and you can use your Survivor Filter Pro with your bucket. Now you can allow the muck to sink in your bucket, float your filter at the level you want, and pump away. It produces a nice steady flow that can go into any container that you choose. When you get back from your outdoor activity, take your Survivor Filter Pro completely apart and rinse it all very well. allow it all to dry completely before you put it away for storage. Here's the cotton pre-filter after I've used it several times. This is the end that drops in the water. A replacement filter has been included with the Survivor Filter Pro. Make sure you replace this filter if it becomes yellow or gray, or if you know you've been in extremely contaminated water. You can soak the cotton pre-filter in white vinegar, but that's the only part that you should clean with vinegar, and only if it's been in extremely contaminated water. Once your Survivor Filter Pro is completely dry, reassemble it, place the housing together, screw the carbon filter onto the ultra filter, slide it back into the larger compartment, and screw down the cap. Now take your pump, put the shaft carefully down into the housing, screw that together, and then tip it inward so that the cap cover will fit over it securely. One of the things I like to do is store the water outtake hose inside my Survivor Filter Pro. I keep it with the clean part. I store the intake hose that goes into the water separately in its Ziploc bag. All of it is then stored in the well-made bag that comes with your Survivor Filter Pro. There's even enough room in the Survivor Filter Pro bag that if you wanted to store your collapsible canteens, they can fit in there as well. And put it away so that you have it with your gear next time. Survivor Filter Pro does a wonderful job. I like that it's lightweight. You can pump up to 264 gallons out of one set of its filters. I was very pleased when I contacted the people at Survivor Filter and told them I was going on a safari to South Africa and Mozambique, and they generously donated many of their products for me to use on my safari and donate to the local people at the end of my safari. Thank you, Survivor Filter. Learn more at alaskagranny.com. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.